Hey, happy Tuesday, everyone. Good to see you. Obviously, you guys know that the no intro. There's no intro anymore without paying for it. So hopefully everyone's doing good. Happy Tuesday night. And I know Jack and Danae is in here. Or one or the other, or both, or everyone. Good to see them. Good to see everybody coming in. Just getting started. Sorry, I was a couple seconds late there. I was on the phone there with Todd. So hopefully he'll come in a little while. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and drop the link so we can get this party started tonight. We'll pin that message. There we go. Good to go. So, what's going on in everybody else's world? We're just, I did some things. So, obviously, in the No Life Beekeeper chat on Facebook, I had posted some sugar prices and got a bunch of responses that, oh, well, that's normal pricing and this and that. And I was like, yeah, I have not bought regular sugar in a few years. And last time I actually bought bagged sugar to mix syrup, the price was quite a bit higher. So when I posted that Domino sugar 25 pounds for $20, it seemed like a good deal to me. But if it's not, oh well. I mean, hopefully it's not terrible. Hey, good to see you, Hanleys and Mike and Jeremy. Good to see everybody. Just getting this thing started tonight. Obviously been doing a little bit of work lately and just trying to get things going. I put out a couple of videos on the channel, just regular old, what's happening in the yard. And then it's been raining for the last couple of days because they were expecting the nice hurricanes to come in, but it looks like we're going to dodge that bullet and keep things moving that way. So we're doing a pretty good deal there. Note just a little rain, but I need to get out there and pick up a bunch of boxes and start organizing the yard and getting stuff mowed. And there's been feed buckets on them, so they're getting some weight on them and everything that's happening. Obviously, geographically, depending where you're at, you're doing all kinds of different stuff this time of the year. In Canada, they're feeding them up, getting them ready for winter. Jeremy's moving some. Oh, you're moving your splits into full deeps this time of year? Well, you are in Texas, so different weather, right? So for a second there, it was last week, Bob Binney had a post up on Facebook that they had some queens, and for about 30 minutes I thought about going to get some and making some splits, and then I was like, no, I'm not going to risk it. Then I lose queens and I lose other bees if they can't get started. Man, this year they rotated. This year by my out yard, they had cotton last year. This year I think they had soybean or something. It was something different. It didn't seem to be cotton at all. Who do we got here? Well, hey, Charlie.
Happening.
Good to see you, sir. How are you doing tonight?
Oh, not too bad.
Just hanging in there?
Yeah, just tired. Whatever.
That's because we're getting old.
Tell me about
it. So, I posted a post up in the No Life Beekeeping page on Facebook this past weekend of sugar prices at it was a 25-pound bag of Domino sugar at Sam's Club for $20. And at my first appearance, I was like, oh, that's a good price because, it had gone up so much recently that, or when I say recently as in the last time I actually bought sugar, right? Because I always bought the syrup. So I was in there and
And
The last time I saw the prices, I could have swore it was like $35 or $30 for a 25-pound bag of sugar. This might have been back in COVID, right?
I think so. It was, or was that for 50 pound?
That was a 25-pound bag of Dominoes that I saw.
It
But
might have been. It was. I looked at the price, or I seen the post, and actually, I got mine for 60 cents.
yeah, I mean, I looked at it and I said, oh, well, that's a good price, right? And with my perspective of I haven't bought sugar
Yeah,
like that in a couple years, I was like, oh, well, that's a good price. I'll post that up. And then everyone's like, no, I get it for this and I got it for that. And I'm like, oh, well, I'm sorry. If it's not a good price, don't buy it. Buy what you got, you know.
well, I will have to say this: sugar prices have fluctuated quite a
They
bit,
have gone up and down quite a bit.
and I mean, I keep records of that. I used to buy it for 30, 35 cents a pound.
Oh, yeah.
5, 6, 7 years ago.
Well, I remember that 25-pound bag of the Sam's Club, Great Value brand was like, or Walmart brand was like 1998, right? So when I saw $20 for Domino, I was like, oh, that's a good price, and posted it up there. But apparently it wasn't that good a price. But I haven't bought sugar. I might have to buy sugar here soon, but I haven't bought sugar yet.
It's a little high.
When I go to buy it, it'll probably be higher than that.
Where I buy mine to the restaurant store, it was on sale. And then about a month later, they must have been running some kind of little special for like
Right.
a week sale, and it was like 3 cents cheaper than what I bought it for.
Right. That's it. I haven't bought sugar in years either. I've just bought the syrup, and the syrup was plenty good enough. I did see what's his name? Gwendolyn Gruff or whatever his name is from England, that they got that Appivert is what they're calling it, that they saw at Appomondia. It's basically a two-gallon pail, and the lid of the pail is already perforated with 1/4-inch holes, but there's a sticker over top of the holes. And then you just peel the sticker and flip the whole bucket upside down on top of it. It's like pre-mixed already in the bucket with the holes, just has a sticker over the top of the feed holes.
I wonder how much that thing costs.
Yeah, I don't know. I just saw, it's cool to see the stuff coming back. I think they said that in 2029 they're going to have the in Germany. Appomondia is going to be in Leipzig, Germany, which was formerly East Germany. But let me got Jeremy. What's up, man?
What's going on? Can you hear me?
Congratulations on your pending nuptials.
Oh, thank you.
So things going good for you?
Oh yeah, really good.
You're moving bees tonight?
Yeah, I'm moving the next 3 nights. I started to last week, but then we got like 4 inches of rain randomly, so I couldn't. Which that's what I'm out here right now is getting. I'm by some equipment. I've got a bunch of used equipment and stuff, but getting the actual hive lifter. I've got a new beekeeper that's been helping me out, so it's a lot of help as well.
Now, I know you a couple years ago you sold everything off and then you bought back in, right?
Right.
And how many colonies are you up to now?
Like 55-ish.
Okay.
I got a swarm in that equipment right there. I need to move. I'm still getting 3 or 4 bee removal calls a day and passing them on because I don't have time for that.
Yeah, that's the I've passed on a few of them this year because all the ones they're calling me about are cutouts, right?
Yeah.
And it's usually, well, my father-in-law has them in the side of his house. Yeah, I'm not going to cut your father-in-law's house up,
Which I do big bee removals. It's just I haven't had time. Now I have 7 kids trying to get 50-50 custody. My day job. Then I went from 4 colonies to I'm probably going to winter with 60.
That's a lot. I mean, as far as like your cotton flow, I mean,
Yeah,
they're just growing specific cotton out there that
I probably had about 1,700 pounds of cotton honey this year.
1,700 pounds of just cotton. How much do you think your entire harvest was?
3,500. Right
3,500.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah, mainly wildflower, a little bit of mesquite. The mesquite was mixed in at the same time as wildflower, but this year, I mean, like I said, I fed once in March, and that's been it, man. That my brood nest, I had a bunch of colonies on the cotton fields get plugged out and swarmed, so I ended up splitting all. I made like 18 splits, just like 2.5 weeks ago. So,
well, you have to. I mean, did you add queens, or you just let them make their own queen?
Oh no, I had queens. Some of them I did let them make their own, but I bought queens from California, and since I run all deeps, all the honey supers I extracted, I had drawn comb and did it like that. So
right. Well,
what's that cotton honey taste like?
I don't like honey, but I actually like cotton honey.
Is it sweet? Like real super sweet?
No, it's actually very light and smooth. It's very different. I mean, it's very good. I prefer that over anything.
You just need to cream it and make it call it cotton ball creamed honey.
I need to do something. I need to learn how to do all that creamed honey and stuff. But yeah, even the farmers markets alone, I sell anywhere between 60 to 100 bottles in 4 hours. So I really don't need to do more stuff than what I'm doing now.
Right. That's it. I mean, if
you're still working a day job too, right, Jeremy?
Oh yeah, I have a great day job. So I'm a programmer in the oil field. I do automation and controls, doing robotics and stuff. But out there in the oil field, it's pretty simple. And I just sit in my truck, banker hours. I have electricians and mechanics under me, and I just sit on my laptop.
That's a good life there. You can roll up in the AC and
yeah. Hey, y'all keep me in prayer though. I haven't brought up to many people, but I actually have a heart monitor on. I have some numbers with my liver going on. I had to go to the ER the other day, so running tests on me physically. So
oh yeah,
I'm
for
like,
sure.
Man, I might just sit at 50, 60 colonies over winter, and then next year just sell nooks and not go higher than that, because for just myself, it's a lot of work, extracting all that honey.
It's too much exercise, Jeremy. That's why.
I just got back from the gym too. I'm like,
you're over exercising.
Yeah. Too many kids. My gray hairs are everywhere. So, no, I just want to jump on real quick. I always catch y'all when y'all are finishing up, or I have the kiddos. They're too loud and crazy. So I was just coming to get a hive lifter right now, so that guy could help me out. So it's gonna make.
Hey, we appreciate you stopping in, man.
Good to see you.
You'll have a good one. I'll listen and watch, but I won't be able to join in right now.
All right, Jeremy. Appreciate you, brother.
All right, thank you.
All right, bye. Yeah, that's pretty good, man. He got started, then he decided he was going to get out of it for a while because he's planning to move, and then he ended up not moving, and got back into it, right?
And then in the meantime, he had to trade in the wife.
And then grew his colonies. That's good. So, I saw a post a little while ago where today is the last day here that we will see sunset or sunlight after 7 o'clock until March. So the days are definitely getting shorter, starting to get shorter, right? So got to get the stuff done, get them ready to go for sure. So you do anything interesting with your bees lately?
I've been feeding, and I guess a couple weeks ago I went through them, took off the Formic Pro, inspected. I got some hives that are coat queenless, and
right.
I got one hive. You can see it out there. It's number 5. It's purple, and it's a short one. And it's the same darn hive right now that's giving me headaches. And I'm like, what is it with this one spot?
I have that too. I noticed when I had my whole, not this year, but last year, like in the year before, and the year before, and the year before, the hives on my hive stands went. There's certain spots that just did not do well for whatever reason, whether it was easier for the hive beetles to get in, or maybe the shadow, they didn't get, didn't warm up in that spot as quick, or something, but they always didn't seem to do well there.
My biggest problem is for the last 2 years is queens. 2 years ago in the springtime, I bought a bunch of queens, put them in, got it, and I had decent weather. I'll say, as far as the honey season goes.
Right.
And I got 1,000 pounds of honey. Best crop I ever got. And so I expanded I was expanding my honey production. I was downsizing the nukes, expanding the honey production hives, and growing those new hives, because it takes a season to get them up,
right,
and then go through the next year to the next spring in order for them to do anything for you. And then this year, we talked to James about it last year, I guess it was over a year ago, and talked about when to requeen every 2 years and stuff like that.
Hey, Alex.
And Alex. And all that kind of stuff. And with me doing my demery, and then also, I think you guys put me on. I actually listened to the woman live, and I was about half asleep, and she was kind of.
Who, Robin?
No, she was that girl out in Texas, that science gal. And I don't know her. It was too much information about everything, instead of saying one topic,
Right.
And I was like half asleep, because that was probably because it was a Friday night, the night before I was up doing my show. And you and Brad said to go to Man Lake, and she had the same talk, only recorded. So I skipped through all the other garbage she had and hit the queens, and she just nonchalantly, instead of making an emphasis about it, that after the first year, the queen reduces in laying power by 40%, which is huge.
Right.
And I seen that this year. Last year, I had multiple frames, corner to corner slab brood. This year, I had multiple frames where the brood was shrunk in to where you had like 3 inches on this side and 3 inches on that end with, let's say, either pollen, some capped honey, and whatever. And then she couldn't keep up laying the brood chamber to where they couldn't backfill. And I'm like, okay, there it is right there. So what I come up with conclusion is that because of what I do with my bees, the management wise with the demery, and I'm making her lay like crazy the first year, she's burning out. She's probably 60% off the next year. So I need to do like all the commercial guys, requeen every year.
Yeah, but then that's even a risk, right? I mean, unless you take, I guess one way to do it, and we've talked about it a lot, right, is the zombie nukes, right? Take the existing queen and just move her right off into a nuke by herself with a few bees, and let her do what she's going to do until her end of days, right? And that way, at least you have the frames of eggs and brood and larvae you could use to make more queens, or at least try to get naturally mated queens back. I have bad luck with getting queens.
That theory, I thought about that theory, and I'm like, hey, I could use that. That would be a good way to populate my mating boxes.
Right.
Get it started. Got the eggs. You got everything in there. The bees will stick there, and then use that for queen cells. And then when I did that new queens 2 years ago, the first thing I did, I knew when they were coming. So what I did was I dequeened the hive, and the way it worked out, by the time I got that new queen, and it had been 7 days, I went through frame by frame in that hive, shook the bees off, killed all the queen cells. Then I put her in there. They were hopelessly queenless, and the acceptance rate was, 90%.
Way up. Hey, DC, I'll tell you the cheapest way for a warming cabinet that I found is find you a free refrigerator that somebody has thrown out, doesn't work anymore. It doesn't matter if it works or not because you're not using it to refrigerate anyway.
Yeah.
And buy you a chicken lamp or a heat lamp.
That's what I did.
That's what I did too. And
My refrigerator downstairs does work.
Bird.
It was a guy got them out of apartments where they were scratching dents and stuff, and then they'd resell them. If they were decent, he'd sell them good. He said, "This one here has got rust and dents," and he said, "I'll just give it to you." I said, "Fine." So
I watched that video that Brian put out for Colorado State Beekeepers Association with Kevin Monfeld on cream and honey. And I went ahead and ordered another Inkbird. Well, this one's an Inkbird. My other one was not an Inkbird, the one for my warmer. And I actually put that on my cooler, my cooling refrigerator, because the refrigerator will keep the temperature in there pretty constant for a long time, right? And then, but I need it to be at that certain temperature. So I went ahead and just put that on there to keep it right at the 55 to 58 range. And so far,
what I do with mine, I give it about a 3-degree variation
there, yeah.
heat wise. And if I'm doing queen cells as an incubator, that's what I use for the top half, which used to be the old freezer area. I heat that with Inkbird, and it's 93 degrees, and it's plus or minus 1 or 2 degrees.
And I also ordered a bunch of those deli containers, the 8-ounce deli containers.
For what?
For creamed honey.
Oh.
To get away from the glass jar. Couple things with I like the glass jar. They're nice. They look good. The problem is that if you go to move them to a show or move them anywhere, or if I got to move them down to my table, even in the front yard, I'm loading up 200 jars full of honey, full of glass. It's pretty heavy, right? And it's a constant lugging things back and forth. Will still be the case with the plastic, but those things are really light, right? So you do reduce the weight, and they're what, that tall or so they're not very very big, so you can actually stack them up inside your refrigerator, so it should save space as well. So that's kind of the goal right now. And I made the fatal error, probably, it's not really fatal, but last year, everybody's creamed honey looks nice and pretty and white. Well, the honey that I put in a little bit later in the year was a little bit darker. So now all of my creamed honey is a little bit darker than everybody else's, just normal. So it's let me see, I missed something, DC, sorry. Yeah, or a freezer, anything like that. Matter of fact, my warming cabinet, that refrigerator actually works, but I unplugged it. The only thing that's plugged into the timer is the heat lamp and the little thermostat deal that they've got on there to regulate the temperature in my warming cabinet.
I just ran the cords through the hinge side of the doors. It works.
I didn't even do, well, because of the way mine open up to where my plugs were, I just used some Gorilla tape. Just duct tape the probe so it hang down, and duct tape the wire at the door so it seals on it, and it was good. Both of them.
That's right. And then what I did was I got some double-sided Velcro, put that on the back of the thermostats, and stuck it to the refrigerator.
Mm-hmm.
So, Alex, how's the bees doing, man?
Well, they're getting tucked for winter. I'm almost done doing that. On Sunday, the basswood apiary will be done for the year. And the week after that, probably the strawberry one. But I got to move the hives a bit. They're on a piece of land, like where they are, the farmer leases the land. And he hadn't put the bees on a part he wasn't leasing. The owner of the field contacted me and asked me to move them. It's only about like 1,000 feet, but I gotta wait till it's cold enough, because it move the bees. It's like either 3 miles or 3 feet. So once I get like a full week where the temperature is near freezing, I'm just
Right.
gonna scoop them over the other end of the field.
What gets me is I've seen your videos and it's like it's out in the middle of nowhere. So what difference? I mean, why the guys being
I don't know. I don't own the land, so I gotta abide by their request.
Yeah.
Russell asked, "Did you get any basswood honey this year?"
Oh yeah, I did about 10 gallons only, because I lost over half of the colonies last winter, and spring started really late. But what I did is I gave all the remaining hives 2 deeps, and once it was well established, I just chopped everything in half, and everything took.
Alex, I got a solution solver for you. Oh, you're in Quebec, though. Shoot, never mind. Forget about it.
What were you talking about? A truck?
Dancing Bee in Ontario is looking for Ontario honey. They're looking to buy Ontario honey. And I was like, oh, well, Alex. And then Quebec is nowhere near. So
yeah, I can't sell outside of Quebec.
My Canadian geography is not very good. But it's
what I'm going to do is, once I got like 2 boxes left to extract, 20 frames. Once this is done, I'll know how much honey I have, and I'll start contacting the guy. Start contacting people, starting with the guy I sold to last year.
Start at the brewery and then
work your way back down. It was an apiary that had the big losses. Yeah, he bought 10 pails. No, 20 pails.
That was the guy that was a sideline commercial guy, right?
No, he's a full-time commercial, but had big losses. I contacted him. Like, I started contacting him.
Was he on one of these shows here?
No, he's never been in one of those shows.
No?
I don't think he even speaks English.
They're, yeah. Man, don't get me started when you said that. I about went down a rabbit hole and I didn't want to go down it tonight. About losses, colony losses.
Well, that was
back pretty hard. Like, I'm at 14 hives out of 15 because I forgot to make another one. Everything else took. So, like, the losses were not a problem, but I did have less honey to harvest.
Do you have good luck with getting your queens, like, just on splits natural to like come back mated?
I went from 15 colonies down to 6, back up to 14 without even trying. Like I said, I just tore the hives in half, the colonies in half, and it all took.
You did like I did, just bulk splits. Just take half the bees and set them on another bottom board somewhere else, and they make the queen.
I didn't feel like making queens this year. I was lazy. I was not feeling like it, so just plain old splits, and it all worked.
Yeah, I did that a couple times last year, and it did. I mean, one of the hives didn't make it, but for the most part, every time I did that, other than that one time, they all made a queen, and they all are still alive.
Raising queens is fine, but it's not strictly necessary.
I don't know.
That's true, DC.
Although it does tend to make better queens. So there's
but
it's all plus and minuses.
I agree with that statement about making better queens. However, I don't believe anybody makes better queens than bees. Bees make the best queen, right?
Would be it tends to make better queens.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just speaking from my experience with buying commercial queens, right? Is that they're not always great queens when they come to you. They should be. They should be good queens. If you're spending $40 on a queen that comes from a queen breeder, that thing should be good. When you get it, it should be ready to go.
Last year, I bought 2 of them at $50 each, and they both died. That was fun.
Yeah, that's been my experience more than not. Bees have to be better bees than me.
Your hives that died out wasn't the fact that they ran out of feed or something? Wasn't it?
Probably, yes.
You showed us you had them all insulated, and you had that thing in the middle.
Yeah,
where
well, the insulation helps, but it's not foolproof. If the colony is just slightly too small, they can't keep up the warmth, so they won't move over where the food is, and they starve because, well, they won't go for the food.
It's too much. They can't move. See, now I have just the opposite effect, right?
It's too warm.
Mine is it's too warm, and they consume the food because they're out burning their resources, flying trying to
Around trying to find flowers where there's none.
There is none. Correct. So I have to keep feed on them. And timing that can be an issue. And it's just weather driven, right? When it's warm, they're going to get out and fly. So I better have something for them. It's kind of what it amounts to. If I don't, they'll start consuming their resource. And once the resource is gone, they're done. My fault. Right. So I've definitely had more feed on them earlier this year, but I'm running out of syrup. I don't have that much syrup left to continue to do that. So, which brings me back to the picture on the sugar that I posted. So I'm glad people have told me that that's not that great of a price. So if I have to buy sugar, now I know that's not the sugar to buy.
Well, the prices of sugar went back down. It was almost $40 during the COVID thing. That's back down to 27.
And that's about the last time that I had to buy sugar in the bag, because I've just bought totes of syrup, right? Or 30 buckets of syrup at a time, or whatever I had to go get. And so I haven't had to buy regular sugar for that period of time. And once I saw that price, to me, what I remember from the last time I had to buy it, it was quite a bit more expensive. So I'm like, oh, this is a good price. Boom. And then people inform me, yeah, it's not that good. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I tried, tried to do something.
Is there a Costco near where you live?
Yeah, I have a Costco and Sam's Club. Unlikely Beekeeper. I actually saw this past weekend 25 pounds for $20. So 10 pounds for $7.28. That'd be $14.50. 30 pounds for 21. So that is a good price. The only thing is, then depending how much you have to mix too makes a difference, right?
Well, 10 pounds. That's 70, almost 73 cents.
Yeah, I think Grammy's midwife put up a 4-pound bag for a decent price, which it is a good price. But I would have to do 500 bags.
Yeah.
And that's not that feasible.
Hey, Ken.
So
hey, Pastor Larry, and hey, Scott.
Sometimes for me, a couple extra bucks for a little less work is worth it for me.
I think Ken there, he lives just north of you.
Was he on the stream last night?
I think so, yeah.
Where are you at, Ken?
He's on the opposite side of Columbia.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, see, that's what I Costco. That's on Irmo side. I live closer to the Sumter side, southeast side of Columbia. Ken, what town are you in? Oh, Winsboro. Yeah, you're not far from me. 45 minutes or so. Not that far.
Yeah, he's got 80 colonies right now.
Yeah, he's doing good.
He did well. I think, jumped from like 40. He about doubled.
Oh, look who we got here. Big Mike.
Hey, everyone. How's it going?
Hey, Mike.
How's work?
Not bad. And went and pulled honey soupers after work.
So your work after work.
Yeah.
So are you thinking you got a decent harvest or no?
Well, our fall flow was a flop. We were in a drought the whole time. I don't even know if the goldenrod even really blossomed.
I've seen some goldenrod around here.
We had a fair amount of goldenrod, but we don't really get a flow off of it. At least I don't.
it'll fill the hive here, but it didn't this year. It was
Now,
Well, they
about
also get pollen from it too, right?
yeah, but I mean, it never really even turned yellow. It was more brown.
Hey,
And
Jags,
of
good to
course,
see you.
once it just about ended, we got 3 inches rain.
Yeah, it's been raining here as well. I should call my guy up at Domino and see if he's got another
tote.
tote. It's just a lot of syrup.
Who's J3GS?
Jags, he's down in Georgia.
Oh, okay.
Not. Yeah, I'm getting an artificial flow, Ken. I got my buckets on with syrup in it. They're still taking it down pretty good, pretty fast. So I'm just pumping it to them, trying to get them to store it as much as I can. Not much of a flow here because when I started beekeeping here, there was a lot of farmer fields around, and they've since started building a bunch of subdivisions in the farmers' fields, so it's not as much for them to go get near here, which is fine because now I have out yards that are a little bit further out, so they're able to do something out there. I haven't put, gosh, this is terrible. I fed this yard and the one out in Lexington. I haven't put any feed on the yard, my out yard number 1 up the road from here. So that's going to be the next goal. So I'll collect up some lids with feeder holes in them and buckets and get them fed up, get some feed on them. And I got to check one. If it stops raining, I got to go out there and check, because one of the when I did the cutout, it was 2 colonies. The first colony went out there, which is smaller than the one that I put here. And I verified there's a queen in this one, but I haven't verified there's a queen in that one. I did see a hatched queen cell over there, but there's no guarantee she came back mated. But I'm still seeing a few drones as well. So it's it'll be interesting. That might be a merged colony or something like that. We'll see. See what happens. So
Bob,
yeah.
the Costco price up here is $35.99 for a 50-pound bag.
Oh, for a 50-pound bag. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. That's like 17 for, well, 50-pound bag. Yeah, it's like $17 or $16.
$18.25.
That's a good price. Like I said, I haven't bought sugar in so long that I haven't really paid much attention to it. I just had re-upped my Sam's Club membership this last weekend, and when I went through there, I saw that and I'm like, oh, that's a good price. It's just been a long time since I've looked at it. And apparently it's not that good. Not as good as other places. Yeah, DC, I guess that just depends on how much you can afford to leave on there. And did it rain all day for you? Because it kind of misted and was overcast here all day long. I don't have any of the insulated TNL lids. I have those feeder lids like I showed last year. I can get some of those. Hey, I actually did make a sale to a bee supply store down in Florida this week, so that's good. That worked out well.
Did you travel down there or not?
No, I haven't gone down there yet. Mehmet just went to Turkey for a month or so, and so I'm on my own. I'm waiting on my company credit card to come in because the only company credit card I have now has his name on it, and I don't look much like a Mehmet, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. They may question it if I show up there. But I do need to get on the road and start going some places. So that will be coming soon. And I've also been looking at some conferences that are coming up, but most of them, I think Tennessee has the Tennessee Honey Producers Association coming up, and some other ones coming up in October and in November. I know they have the one in Missouri, but I'm thinking it's only a one-day conference. That's a long way to drive for one day for me. I think like the first day is a meet and greet type of thing, and the second day is the conference, and then to go
I've
home.
seen the one in Tennessee. It's around it's south of Nashville, Columbia area. I thought it was like the Bee Club or something.
I know they have the I know Michigan has one coming up, and it's like a one-day thing in Lansing, which would be great because I used to live up there and work up there. But if it's one day, it's too far to drive for one day. And I don't want to be out for the whole month, like go to Michigan and then on the way back down, go to Missouri, and then on the way back down, go to Tennessee, come back. I'll be gone forever. My wife will stroke out.
Yeah, Murfreesboro, Tennessee, which is south of Nashville.
We're just waiting on you now, Brad. Come on in.
Hey, Kim. Brad.
So definitely making some strides. I've got a list of beekeeping stores in Canada that I've been talking with.
Tennessee Beekeeping Association, TBA.
And just doing the thing, man, trying to work it up. Just I think the biggest thing is educating the suppliers on what they're selling and why it's beneficial to them to sell it. And not all vendors look at things the same way. If I had a store, obviously part of it is your commitment to whoever you're buying your stuff from as far as suppliers, because a lot of suppliers won't allow you, they won't allow you to stay as a vendor unless you buy X number of dollars a year, let's say. And so you're committed to buying from that vendor, whether it's Man Lake or Beeline or whoever, to spend a certain amount of dollars to continue to buy products from them like that. So part of it is they get stuff from them because they have to, and then they got a bunch of stuff and they don't always know how to use it, or how to educate their customer on it. If you're only selling stuff that people are pimping out on YouTube, and I resemble that remark. I've got my swarm lure right there, and I've got the Appy tablets that I talk about all the time and stuff like that. So I get it. But let's face it, there's a lot of products that come on the market that we get into as beekeepers because another beekeeper on YouTube talked about it and spoke about it. And not to disparage any products out there. That's not what this is about, but it does happen. Whether it's, Hive Alive is big in the YouTube community. Boom. Right. A lot of YouTube vendors. Now, don't fool yourself. Not 1 second. If you don't think they're not getting a kickback, don't you believe it, because it's happening. Todd.
Hey.
Good to see you again.
Yeah. Hey,
we
Mike.
talk a lot more than we see each other.
Hey, Alex. Hey, Charlie.
Hey, Todd.
How you doing, Todd?
So you guys are talking about making sugar or syrup, and that's what I'm doing right now. So, everybody's talking about 25-pound bags, cost and this and that. Well, I worked it out. I left it in the other room, but I'll go by memory. So if I go to Walmart, 25-pound bag of sugar is $19.97.
Mm-hmm.
I go to Daydent and I buy a 5-gallon bucket of 2-to-1. It's $40.25. If I'm making 1-to-1, it would take 25.83 pounds of sugar, and then whatever the water equivalent is to make 5 gallons. So I've spent $19.97 on sugar to make a 5-gallon bucket. Well, if I split the 25 or the 2-to-1 bucket I buy at Daydent, now my cost is $20.12. And really, all I'm saving is my time, and I'm spending 15 cents per 5 gallon batch. So to me,
Right.
that's a no brainer.
Yeah, it's
That's
cheaper.
what so
And you get free buckets.
I'm not going to go lug around a whole bunch of bags of sugar. I'll lug around a couple, 3, 4 buckets of 2 to 1 and do that. So
Well, that's what I did, right? So I bought the syrup,
yeah,
put it in a 5 gallon pail, split half and half, fill it up with water. Here you go. And Bob's your uncle, as Brad says.
yeah.
Now you're
And-
getting those 5 gallon buckets at the day dance store that's local to you.
Correct. Yeah.
See, now
Yeah.
you're not paying for shipping.
No. I'll drive over. It's about 10 minutes away, 15 minutes away from my house.
Right.
So yeah, I guess I can average in the cost of gas, but I'm not worried about that part.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
and you're
So yeah,
Right.
it's right now, if the prices stay the same, I'm just going to keep doing that. At some point, sugar is going to have to go lower, I think. When if fuel prices ever start dipping, especially diesel, and then that's when sugar is going to be cheaper. Earlier, Charlie, when I was driving home, I heard you talking about, I think you said 35 cents a pound you used to pay. I remember paying for a 25-pound bag of sugar at Walmart. I remember paying $9. So whatever that is,
Yeah.
and now
Yeah.
it's $10 more.
Right.
Yeah.
The ripoff.
Just to feed it to our bees.
Yeah. So I just found out a few minutes ago that my a battery that I use to power my trolling motor to put in my 50-gallon drum is dead. So it's charging right now. So I'll go down in about an hour and take it off the charger and then hook the trolling motor up and let it run a little bit. Add my.
So you buy 5 pails and then 5 pails of water and then troll and motor it together and then feed it out.
No, I'll do 2 pails because I have to do 2 buckets. That's 40 gallons. And then I don't want to go more than that in a 55 gallon drum.
Right.
But I'll be adding Beekeeping and Viagra, Charlie. Viagra. Bee
Viagra.
A little blue pill for bees, yeah. So
well, yeah, I was talking to somebody the other day. I think it might have been Mike, or it might have been somebody else, about 2 products here. And since I don't work for them anymore or talk about them anymore or sell the product anymore, I will talk about them today. So this is Apis Biologics. This is 50 gallons. Isn't that what we figured out once upon a time? 50 gallons?
I think it's printed. I think it's 53, something like
53,
that.
something like that. Same price. This is the Viagra. And you can do 150 gallons for $20. So there you go.
now I'll be honest, I haven't done a head-to-head test, but I've had
Now my
experience
bees
with
drink
both.
the hell out of it.
I've had experience with both. And in my opinion, I don't know why, I think Viagra and Beekeeping work better in the summer and fall. And I think, at least this is what I've seen, Apis works really good for me in the spring. But that's just me.
I even committed treason. When I was in West Virginia, I got a small bottle of Hive Alive from the Hive Alive vendor. And I actually added a cap of Hive Alive in there. Not so much for the nutritional value.
You're going to make your bees look good.
Well, I was told from the vendor that it will prolong the life of the syrup, right? That the syrup won't go stale in there. So
in that statement, I do not understand.
I don't know if it does or doesn't. That's actually
not what I'm
time
getting
I've ever
at.
used it.
I can put 2 gallons in a top high feeder, and in 6 hours, it is gone.
Mine go a little slower than that, depending on the size of the colony. So I did.
It's a good strong colony for I'll put it this way: if you put it at 4:30 in the evening, and you come back the next day, probably most likely if you come back by noontime lunch the next day, that stuff's gone. So why worry about it turning on unless you're in a big tote and you've got 1,000 gallons sitting there, or no, you got 275 gallons, and you're trying to store it and over the winter or something like that. That's the only thing I can think of.
I got to type that correctly. Yep. So
I've used it to preserve syrup. I know it works there.
yeah, so that's what I was doing. Just in case some of my smaller colonies took longer to put it down. Will they look better? I don't know. It's hard to say. What I do like about the Viagra and the Beneral is that it mixes a lot like I did Apis Biologics, right? Just take some, put it in a pint jar, turn it into a liquid, and then mix it with my syrup, and it's good to go.
What is it, Bob? It's one tablespoon per gallon of each, right?
Gallon,
like
yeah.
Whatever product you're using, it's a tablespoon, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Brad said it'll take him a couple weeks on one of his pails. I find that surprising. You know, maybe there's a flow or something. I don't know.
But yeah, I was watching some of those videos. Did you guys see the video of the? I think it's called Appivert or Appivert, I think is what they had it called at the show, where it's just syrup in the 2-gallon pail that already has the holes in the top with the sticker on it. You just peel the sticker over and flip it upside down on the colony and you're good to go. So I thought that was pretty cool, which I know we use a lot of feed plugs and stuff like that, but I often thought about, could I do that? And that just proved that, oh yeah, you can do that. So that's a good thing.
Charlie, with your top hive feeders, you have 20 times more feeding space than Brad's,
Yeah, that's true.
They
And Brad just said there he's got cooler temperatures too.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things I did. I fed here about 80 some gallons, and then I kind of inspected some of them spot, and they have enough food. They don't have to worry about getting without any food or everything. But I wanted them to keep the brood chamber open so they can keep laying up stuff.
Well,
so that's where I'm at. I'm just kind of letting them cruise right now.
See, I did that last year where I put on some and then I let it wait a couple weeks and I put some more on. And I think that may have not been that effective because they were drinking it, but they weren't really storing it as much, right? Where if you just keep it piled on them, they don't have anything to do but to store it, which will cause them to start backfilling, which is kind of what I want them to do.
Well, they've stored it, but I didn't want them to store the whole thing out to where they had no place to lay for a while. We'll see. It's that time of the year. I'm getting tired of the bees.
And then by spring, we're being like, I can't wait for a warm day where I can go start poking around in them. That's you have pig bees, Charlie. That's what James Knoll said.
Yeah, that's what I called them years ago. I said, these damn things are a bunch of hogs.
They eat it all. Roy said the guy north of him swears. Yeah, that's what we're saying, Roy, is that we think that the hive alive will keep the syrup from going bad. So that's the hey Todd, have you already used the hygienic boost on your frames?
I will be this weekend. Yeah.
Treating them.
Yeah. I'm leaving them on for the very last minute and seeing what I could get, but I'm not going to get anything. I'll check them tomorrow after work, and I'll probably be disappointed, even though the blue curl came out. Who knows?
Now they're going to go crazy this weekend.
So did I tell you guys about blue curl? It's been used. The native Indians here in California, in the areas that it grows, used it. It was a medicinal plant for them. But interestingly enough, they somehow, I don't know how they did it, but they spread it around their bedding to keep fleas and ticks away. It repels fleas and ticks. So I'm going to contact I don't know, what do you call him, a medicine man? That I'm going to find somebody that has had prior knowledge. There's a tribe, a local tribe up in the Sierras. I'm going to go talk to a representative and ask them if I can talk to someone about how this was used in the past. And I'm wondering if I could just like throw the dried stuff in my smoker, if that would do something. Or do I have to extract the oils somehow? Or do I just
pick a bunch of them and set them on top of the frames?
That's the other thing. So I'm gonna, you know, I mean, the Indians used it and they had no problem with ticks or fleas in their beds.
You might have just solved the Varroa problem.
Hey, you never know.
Keep them all out.
But nobody drive over here and pull all the blue curl out of the ground.
We're gonna
leave it here.
Alex is gonna have me going down the rabbit hole every time we start talking about these pests. And
what did I do?
It's your fault, man.
How?
So what all did you treat your colonies with last year?
Last year I did a mix. In the spring I used Formic, and in the fall I used Apifarm. And I always finish my treatments with oxalic acid.
So you used 3 different treatments.
Formic followed by oxalic, and in the fall it was Apivar followed by oxalic.
Do you feel that you had any colony loss for varroa mite, or do you feel that it was just they starved out?
It looks more like starvation than varroa.
In other words, you're not 100% sure.
I lean like 70-30 towards starvation more than varroa. I can't be sure at 100%.
Well, I mean, I say that because obviously there are tons of mite treatments on the market, right? And vaporizers, 50,000 vaporizers, and different methods of trying to control the little boogers. And this year, everybody was complaining on how many colonies they lost, right? And it was not, I say everybody, not just you. I mean, just it's pretty well known that everybody's.
The losses were only in one of my 2 apiaries. That's what was strange.
And Big Mike didn't lose them that much.
No.
And Charlie, you lost a couple, right, or a few, but not bad. I lost a bit, but no more than I normally lose. So it's like,
yeah, I mean, some overwinter losses, but
so it just comes to the point at some point when you say, is what we're doing for mites bullshit? Excuse my French. I mean, because every dollar we're throwing into these colonies to treat them with different products, and they still die. And they die for multitudes of reasons. And a lot of people say the same thing. I think the Varroa does get a chunk of them that say, oh, Varroa definitely what killed my colony. But most people cannot discern that it was the Varroa that actually killed them.
Yeah,
right?
That's why I'm uncertain. I can't discern for sure. I can't give a definitive answer.
Hey, Brad.
Hey, Brad. How you doing, man?
Everyone.
But that just is the point, right? That's just the point that I'm trying to make is that, yeah, obviously mites, no good, bad. We all agree that it's bad, right? I'm just saying that a lot of colony loss, whether it was just Varroa or not, probably still gets blamed on Varroa. Even when
don't ever forget, though, there's one more step you can take in that determination. Because now this isn't science talking, and this isn't authority talking, but to me, if we only had Varroa, you probably wouldn't have a lot of colony loss because it's the viruses that kill the bees.
Right.
So if you think maybe Varroa is your problem, send a sample to the lab and get your viral profile tested. and then you can see, because it's the viruses that are killing the bees.
Mm-hmm.
For me, like if I go out there, a lot of times it'll just be an abscond, right? It won't be like a pile of dead bees in the bottom of the colony or stuck in the frame. They'll just be gone.
Makes it more difficult to send a sample away when
Yeah,
that's
you
the
just
case.
can't test it, right? So then it's like, well, then you're speculating at that point. You really don't know at that.
No,
at
you
that
still could do that because they're leaving because the home is infected. So you could take that home and have it tested. That's just really expensive.
right? Or it could be hive beetles or wax moths down here anyway, you know.
But when we're talking about varroa, if we're saying, oh, did varroa, varroa kill my bees or whatever, it's not just the varroa count.
Right.
It's actually not the varroa count. And that's the thing that I don't get in this whole conversation, in all of the treatments and all of the solutions that we're given and all the things that we're told we can do, and the companies that are giving us products and whatnot, is they're all trying to go after varroa, which is a noble thing, but it's really the viruses. So why are we not working on that a little more? I don't know. Wouldn't it be nice to have a
Inoculation of some sort.
yeah, or have a product that would that would
An antibiotic you put in your feed, and all of a sudden,
a product that would get rid of virus on comb, for one, because virus on comb is a very big deal. It's a very big deal. And there was work done on that at University of Manitoba, but there wasn't a lot of they didn't find a conclusive method to get rid of the virus on comb besides time.
well, we know bees go to flowers and to forage, right? To get pollen, forage, trees as well. Why is there not something that we can treat trees and forest and farmers' plants for that kills mites? If you kill them in the field, then they don't get on the bees. They don't get on the bees. They don't come back to the colony. They don't come back to the colony. Well, they can infect them.
Well, I think.
I mean, that's a big ask. I understand. I'm just
instead of
speculating.
putting one apivar or two apivar strips in a colony, in a beehive, to contact the mites and kill them, now you want to put mattresses soaked with amitraz in the environment at 50-foot intervals. Right?
Well,
This is what we're talking about here.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying that they've treated for other stuff to kill it.
Basically, the nuclear option.
Yeah, the nuclear option. That's it.
The nuclear option.
It's just, at some point. Hey, there's Ian. Good to see you, Ian.
Hey, boss.
It's just one of those things that you look at, and things lose effectiveness over time. It's with everything, even in humans, right? You're taking something, flu shot. Well, after a while, the flu shot, you still get the flu for some reason, even though, it just kind of morphs and changes and does stuff like that. Amitraz, right? People using Amitraz. And just because I saw Ian, he had some Amitraz resistant mites, right? Because they became used to it, which is what happens over time. So it's one of those things that I don't know the answer. I mean, that's the whole gist of this, but I don't think anybody else knows the answer either, because if they did, somebody would be screaming from the mountaintops and saying, hey, this worked and it killed everything and the bees survived and everything's great, and it would be the next best thing, right? But
if I had the answer to varroa, I'd be on an airplane going to Australia to make a lot of money.
Right, exactly. And so, I mean, a lot of my opinions, don't get me wrong, I've talked to people off of the live stream. I'm a host on this stream, so I play devil's advocate a lot, because it stimulates conversation that people like to hear, and some people don't like to hear. Either way, it works out fine for a YouTube channel. Does it work in practice all the time? No, but that's kind of why when people listen to me speak and I have a stance on something, it's not necessarily my personal opinion. It's just trying to poke the bear a little bit, right, to get things going. So it's, I think a lot of times when we do things, like I'm guilty, like Brad and Ian, watching y'all's channels and saying, hey, well, last year, I said, well, I'm going to shake everything down to a single deep colony for the winter, and that's how I'm going to overwinter them. But you know what? That works where you're at because your bees are stagnant for a lot of the winter. Right here, they're not. So they burn through that one box of feed and then they starve out. So even if you get it plugged out, it's a different environment. So it's great to watch and follow YouTubers, but you still have to know what's good for your area and what's working for you. I chuckle a lot when people say, well, yeah, I'm going to try some of that and see how it works on my bees. Well, the appropriate response would be, yeah, I'm going to try some of that and see how it works in my area. Right.
And your bees, before, but you're getting to know you guys. They're down south, Charlie and even, I talked to DC and Mike's climate is probably a little more like mine than a lot of you guys. Todd is very different, and Bob's very different. I find it hugely interesting. What's that?
Todd and I are actually on the same latitude.
But I was going to say that it's been hugely educational to me because I can see how you manage your bees, but they're really the same bees. They're really not much different than my bees. I mean, Bob's bees are very different than mine, hence the short pants, right? But in all seriousness, I can understand more about my bees by understanding how you manage bees, because then I can see how my bees would need to be managed in a different climate, right?
Well, I think some of the biggest mistakes I made when I was starting out was, and this might come off wrong, so don't misunderstand this. I would watch Cayman Reynolds and I would mimic what Cayman Reynolds was doing because Cayman Reynolds is a popular YouTuber and I didn't know anybody else at the time, and him and Barnyard Bees. But guess what? Those guys are all north of me. So by the time they put their video out, I've already missed my window of opportunity. I should have done that 3 weeks ago, right? So that, and then when I get around to actually doing it, so there's a longer delay. So it's nothing with, the way they were actually doing something. It's just that I had missed my window opportunity to mimic what they were doing.
Yeah.
So,
and that's what fits so well when I discovered Ian. He was just doing a written blog at the time. He wasn't on YouTube. And I discovered this guy who used to write a lot about his beekeeping. I thought, this is great. Hey, this guy's in Manitoba. And then I zeroed in on where it was. And in the spring, at least, his season is about a week ahead of mine. So I could read his blog and see what's he doing, right? And then if I needed to drive to the bee supply store, I could. I'd have time. And so that worked out really perfectly because his climate and his management is very much like mine, but still a little bit ahead.
Ian said he probably sounded smarter in his written blog.
Well, I wasn't going to say anything.
Don't tell on yourself, Ian. Don't tell on yourself.
Hey, so I have a question back to the viruses, Brad.
My wife brought cucumbers, just so you know. I'm not snacking on potato chips.
I think Brad, we've had this conversation before about the viruses. So has there been a concrete study of viruses held in wax? Wasn't there something out there that somebody did, I think, or am I off on that? Because I don't know if a study's been proven to show that those viruses last a while, like AFB does in wax. And what if it's the mice just transporting them into the boxes, and after that they're not really detrimental to the bees, meaning, they're
Yeah,
not passing the virus
Dr.
anymore.
Curry's one of Dr. Curry's students did that work. I don't know, maybe 5 years ago now, and I remember asking him about that because it's kind of one of those big questions that I have. Like, we need to know more about this virus on the comb.
Yeah.
And they said it absolutely is a thing, and that really the only thing that they found that reduced the virus on the comb was time.
Uh,
How
And
long will
he,
it stay in the
so
comb?
like what's the
well,
half-life?
again, see, that was my question. Well, how much time? And he's, well, that's hard to say, but you're talking months, a few months. So, like, if you can take comb out of circulation for more than, say, 3, 4, 5 months, it sounds like you're gonna clean it up.
You and I have had this conversation about this thing I stumbled upon, and I'm going to do a backyard experiment with it, just on some swarms that I caught that I have not treated because I wanted to do this, and I finally got my hands on this stuff. And so it's something that goes into the feed that's going to the bees will eat it, and then it becomes internal, and that's where these viruses are at. Obviously, they're not on the outside of the bee; they're on the inside of the bee, and outside on the comb too. As a matter of fact, they could be everywhere. They could be on the wood. They could be on the lid, the floor, the walls, everywhere. I mean, who knows? So I'm going to see, and I think you know what I'm talking about because you and I had a long discussion about it one night, and so I finally had the chance to try it. I want to see what happens. It's very curious to me because all the science that I've done and the research I've done several hours, and there's people in the audience that know what I'm talking about. The science that I found says this stuff does handle it. The IFLA virus is the foreign wing virus. Virus is the black queen cell virus, or the virus responsible for black queen cell, or it's triatrovirus or something like that. But this stuff attacks it, and it wipes it out. It wipes out 99% of viruses and bacteria. So I want to see if it actually does this on untreated bees. These bees have been quarantined somewhere for 4 months. And the bees that are around them have not been treated. So I'm just going to do a little experiment and see what happens.
Just get your vet to give you a Z-pack and then smash them all up and feed them.
Yeah, maybe it's as simple as that. So, but it's a very, very small, backyard study, but it's something, because I do think that the virus is it's ground zero, not the mite. If you can attack and kill the virus, it doesn't. The mite makes no difference until they come up with something else.
And I'll push back against that a little bit. Certainly not true. I don't think that the mite doesn't have an effect. I don't think the presence of the mite is going to destroy the colony, perhaps, because they do cause physical damage to the bee.
Yeah.
Because they bite the bee and they're feeding on hemolymph of the larva and whatnot. So there's a physical effect, but there's those viruses that are just really the big problem, and nobody much talks about those. I just find it so almost comical, but nobody talks about them.
It's kind of like cancer, man. There's no money in a cure.
Yeah,
only in treatments.
So you think? Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm done.
Can I post a link, Bob?
I don't care. Yeah, go ahead. If it'll let you.
I don't know. I don't know
You
if
should.
I'm allowed to.
Think you have all of the rights and permissions that I have.
Well, we'll try. I think this
Yeah,
is the link.
it came
Yeah.
out, but it didn't come out as a link.
No, that's not a link.
Oh.
Thanks, God. Okay, I just posted it.
I thought that's what you're trying to post.
I just posted
God, I
a
missed
link.
you guys.
Come on. Come on. There's a link in there.
No way.
Do you see a link now?
Don't ask me because you won't want to hear my answer. So
No, I don't. I
I'll
don't
defer
wanna
to.
hear the
we're all gun shy now after that last response.
Yeah.
I haven't seen one pop up yet.
Okay.
Mhm.
But you
Mhm.
saw the not a link that I posted. I'm
Correct.
assuming because of Todd's comments.
Post it in the private chat, and it'll let
Yeah.
me.
If you post in the private chat, Bob can transfer it, I think.
Yeah. All right. There you go. That's Megan's work.
Copy link address.
I think that's the one. I was having trouble with some of the links for this study. I kind of might have jumped the gun.
There you go. I got it posted up now.
So 30 days, huh?
Yeah,
And I guess
Megan Caldwell, Steve Purnell, and Rob Curry.
so it's important also to guard the drawn cone. Interesting.
Is that hey Tom? How long is your beekeeping conference up there? How many days? 1 day, 2 days? I think for some reason I was seeing online. I thought it was a 1 day conference.
Is it me or Bob? What you posted is not a link either.
Shows a link on YouTube for me.
Yeah, it's only an Apple problem on your side, Todd.
No, sir. It's a StreamYard problem. I'm on StreamYard and it's not. I just looked though. I clicked over to YouTube and it's there, but on StreamYard it's not. It is in the private chat, but not on the regular chat.
Yeah, you got to click on it in YouTube.
It doesn't show as a link in StreamYard, Todd.
Thank you, Brad. Thanks for the update there. No way.
Good to have the old crowd back again, isn't it?
I know, man. Last week y'all left me hanging. All y'all left me hanging. I was talking
buddy.
to
I was racing in after work, and you were gone by the time I got here.
So, do you think pollen sources and water sources can also play a part in weakening the bees to help this virus take over? With all the treatments of the landscapes that are going on.
Oh, absolutely. It's all related, right?
So it's, I don't think it's just the mites.
You can't flood. No. But the conversation was, that we're trying to kill mites all the time. We're trying to kill mites, and did we kill the mites? And is our mites low and whatnot? And that was the only point I was trying to make was having low mite counts or particular mite counts really is not the crux to the issue. It's low viral counts.
Yeah.
Right. And I think we can assume that mites have a lot of viruses, but it's interesting over time to see even in my 10 years beekeeping, the viral loads in those mites has increased dramatically. And that's why 10 years ago, people were saying, yeah, if you have like a 3% infestation in the fall, you'll be fine. And now the only thing that's acceptable is 0. Right? So, but yeah, Mike, there's so many variables, and you can't flood the landscape with pesticides and even herbicides, because, you really don't know what that stuff does.
We don't even know what it does to us.
No. And it's going to have some effect, right? So there's synergistic effects, there's cumulative effects, there's
Oh,
on and on.
yeah. I
And,
have a
and
friend that
pollen.
went down to Apiaries in Massachusetts, and dead bees everywhere, and see Mosquito Joe signs everywhere.
And
know.
you mentioned pollens. Like some pollens are better for the bees than others, and I think some pollens are no good at all for the bees. There's certain isn't it like a rhododendron? Isn't that poisonous to
Yeah,
bees?
yeah. That and mountain laurel,
Yeah. So
but they
there's
usually avoid them for the
there's
most
all
part,
kinds of
unless there's nothing
pitfalls.
else.
Bob, did you see Tom's comment?
I didn't think
Yeah,
you had
I responded.
mosquitoes up there, Big Mike. It's too
What's that?
cold. I didn't think you had mosquitoes up there. It's too cold.
Oh no, we got them.
Heck, we got them over here in Quebec. So
It's our state bird. Mosquitoes. The you know, Big Mike, you could always be on Family Guy. Your voice is like right in there. You could just hone your skills and be a character on Family Guy. Big
I'll
Mike.
pass.
Just sit there and watch the cartoon and talk over the cartoon. Let's see. Just trying to.
You see that, Mike, from Roy?
No, I don't have a.
Any studies back from Palmer?
Not
Pollen trap
that I
study.
know of. We're actually our Hampshire Bee Association in October. Mike is the speaker for it.
When is your meeting up there?
I think around the 17th. It's just a one-day thing.
One day.
Yeah. But I did do a clinic through the New Hampshire Beekeepers. We did the Harbo, and Troy Hall put it on. I went up a day early and helped them gather brood and stuff. That was very interesting. And we actually went through 22 hives. We did a mite wash on every one of them, labeled them, labeled the frame of brood, and took it to the Harbo. I think it was 15 of us doing the Harbos. It was very interesting. I got to see the frames where the uncapping and capping, recapping was going on. And one of them, that one had a 1. Some of them had 30s, some had 20s. It was all over the place. And when we did the Harbo, that one scored a 4. It was very hygienic, no mites, And it's also interesting when you're pulling out and you find a foundress mite with no offspring. So she's not a, reproductive mite. So, if you find 2 of them in 100 and then do another 100 and you haven't found any mites, if you're washing mites, you may have, 20% that are unreproductive in your washes. It's just another tool in the toolbox. But it was very interesting. I'm hopefully next weekend I'll be able to do go through some of my hives that I think I want to breed from, and see if I have any of that. Just another tool.
I saw a post today where they found small hive beetles in Alaska now. So get ready, Brad. They're coming for you. They'll freeze over winter, but
Yeah.
Well,
It'd be interesting to see if they, take a foothold there.
I don't think so. I think they probably got packages from somewhere, and by the winter time they'll freeze out.
Yeah.
Although they evidently can overwinter in a cluster, because it's warm enough right around the bees.
But without sustained warm weather, they may just not have enough time to gain a very substantial population.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
And it has a lot to do with the soil too. I remember when Mike Palmer was here, I talked to him briefly about that, and he said that he really doubts that they'd ever take a foothold here because of our soil composition, which is high clay content.
Yeah, they say high clay content is good or bad for them.
Bad, yeah. He said that
It's hard for them to burrow in.
Yeah, it's just too challenging for them
Yeah, the
because
sandy dirt here helps them out.
pupate
They
in the
got the-
ground, eh?
They got the tundra up there, so
Now, it's still now Graham, you could probably speak to this, but I saw a video that Bruce put out recently, and he had like every kind of beetle trap known to man in that colony, and he still had hundreds of beetles running around in his colonies. And
Did you see the one Mr. Ed put out where he used his BVAC to clean them up?
No, I didn't see that one.
Oh my
dear.
God.
But I thought they had
200
more
when
red
he popped
clay
the
in
hood.
Alabama than I have here. I mean, I'm mostly sandy here, except for my driveway. But I didn't have them that bad this year. Some couple of my colonies had them worse than the other ones, but even like my brand new cutout colony only had like 3 in there, 3 or 4. Not even enough to really set my spidey senses into motion. Sandy soil, okay. Yeah, I think you guys probably won't have too much of an issue. How deep's your frost line there, Brad?
All depends on the snow.
Well, yeah, typically 6 feet plus. I
Oh,
want to go down 6 feet.
I don't even think we got 6 inches frost
Like
line.
any water. I like to say 8 feet, but when they put my new well in, they connected the water to
I
the
should
well
make a hive beetle farm.
6 feet down. So that's what
they
I'm gonna
dug
say,
6 feet to put the water line in, Brad.
Yeah. They put the well
Yeah,
in, and then they dig 6 feet down to hook up the service to the house.
Yeah, that's about 2 feet deeper than what they do here.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah?
5-6
So
feet
they-
is the same here for Quebec.
Yeah, I think we got to be down a minimum of 4. But stuff still freezes.
Yeah.
When I
You
say
know,
hive beetle farm, I
You
know
can
that's
put foam
not
over
big,
it, which helps.
but take like a aquarium or something, fill it full of dirt, just to see how far the larvae burrow down to pupate.
Yeah.
That would be a scientific type of journey there, just to see. Of course, don't let them come back out and recreate. Just put them in to see how far it takes them to pupate down.
We get a lot of cool insects over from overseas, don't we?
Yeah,
They're all
usually they're brought in to help us too. That's the thing.
We get all ours from the States so far.
Yeah, I'm a bit scared about Tropilelaps making
And
it
the
here.
room goes
It's so
silent.
likely.
The tropical
Yeah. I want that thing to stay away.
James says his is 4 feet. Let's see. I lost a couple of hives this summer because of beekeeping negligence for treating for small hive beetles. Yeah, that's the triazolide. Yeah, it's like the grub treatment, Grub X on the ground. I didn't do that this year either. Matter of fact, it's been a couple years since I've put that on the ground here. Probably would help out a little bit. But, you know, usually the problem is, yes, it does cut the reproduction, but the damage is done in the colony before they come out to go into the ground, right? It's breaking the cycle, but the damage is done in the colony, and the colony absconds or dies out before those larvae come out and get into the dirt because they just get overwhelmed with too many maggots, for lack of better words.
Right, but it's the reproductive cycle. So if you can, you know,
But then again, it's like everything else, they fly miles, right?
Sure they can. Yeah.
So you're only stopping the reproduction in your yard. Everybody else is still reproducing them for you.
Put up some no trespassing signs, Bob. They read.
All the way like 50 feet in the air, like big walls. No fly zone. Let's see. You guys have gone quiet. Charlie, what you got to say, man? You're quiet over there. Usually you got a bunch of stuff.
No, not much. Just you could always put your bees on blacktop, and then you have to worry about pupating.
Yeah, that's true. Well, yeah, I could always spend $20,000 on a new driveway, and then just set them all on the driveway. Wouldn't have any problems.
Mm-hmm.
Until summer when all the wax melted.
Yeah, it already does that. If I leave boxes or frames out, you can see that it'll dry out like brood comb. It'll shrink up and dry out, and then pop off of the foundation if I leave it out.
I'm deep into chat GBT right now.
Sorry. I had
You're asking me to write you a hit song?
Oh, I just got kicked out. Oh no.
Yeah, kicked out of
chat. Start over.
You got where? Kicked out where?
Chat GBT.
Chat GBT. I was looking up. I didn't know this, but the IFLA virus is not only responsible for deformed wing virus, but also responsible for sac brood. So I didn't know that part. And there was another one.
Brent, I put down landscaping fabric a couple, 2-3 years ago. And if you don't do it all the time, grass still here. I don't know. The grass and weeds still have a tendency to pull right through it.
Yeah, it's like I put carpet down, and after so many years, it rots out after a while, and the grass comes up through it.
The tar paper thing, or even some old roofing shingles, would probably be a good idea.
You dump a few gallons of diesel fuel in front of your hives.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's pretty good too.
Right. It'd kill everything, including the bees, probably.
See used oil.
I thought if I
No
got
environmental
an inner cover with a bunch of ants on it. I thought about spraying it with some ant spray. See whether that would help.
Actually, did you see that video where I had to pull the bees out of the anthill that had grown up around it?
Yeah. That was
quite interesting.
Was that fire ants or something else?
It was just black ants. If they were fire ants, I would have known about it real quick when I pulled that bottom board up.
Yeah.
They'd have fired my behind up. Salt? Yeah, I've seen that salt in, what was it that Barnyard Bees was mixing salt and something else together? Was it vinegar or something?
Salt and vinegar, yeah.
And spraying it on the grass to kill the grass around there.
He also uses ducks to go for the grubs.
I had chickens, and they stayed the hell away from my beehives when I had the chickens. They didn't go anywhere near there. Ducks, chickens, they didn't mess with it at all.
Oh, I got a visitor.
Let's see.
Oh,
Mr. Boots.
oh boy.
Guy 1 month
Getting
short of
old.
19 years old.
Holy moly.
He's
Hey, JW, good to see you. Conveyor belts from the coal mine.
Yeah, he uses those instead of the landscaping carpet.
There you go.
I mean, nothing's getting through there.
I just need to find one of these grocery stores that went out and cut all their belts off their conveyors and put them down. Yeah, I've had that. I've had the bees drink water in the chicken coop. I've had them get the dust off of the the scratch. Jason Hughes says, on a different subject, anyone have a wax spinner they love? I've gotten up to 27 hives and ready to change from letting the bees clean the cappings out of the tank, maybe to a spinner.
I
Well,
saw
I
it
use
for sale today.
a Maxent senior spinner.
I saw a junior for sale on that commercial beekeepers website, and I think it was in Tennessee.
27 hives. Yeah, a junior would do you for 27.
I saw.
Well, he
Speaking,
was saying letting the bees clean the wax out in the. I mean, I let mine drain over a week's time when it was good and hot, and you get most of your honey out.
I saw somebody selling a license 30 for $2,000. I think it was in Georgia, or it might have been Iowa, Georgia. I don't know. It was somewhere on Facebook. They were selling the same exact.
There was a license round table bottling machine, I think, for $5,000.
It's same guy, same people were selling it.
Oh, Brad, been meaning to ask you, what would you think about a 2009? Like, what would be your opinion of a 2009 Ford pickup that's supposedly being oil treated every year? Because listen to this, I got laid off earlier this summer, and within 24 hours, I found a new job in basically the same job.
I heard.
Yeah, that got me a slight raise and a whole bunch of severance money. So I technically could afford it, but it's a bit pricey and old, and it's a Ford.
Well, there's 3 strikes, so I don't know. But here's my opinion on vehicles. Okay, and there's a lot of variability here, but it's a pretty sound rule. Is you buy the newest and best vehicle you can afford, because the only thing spending less money is going to do for you, it's not going to save
more
it's not going to save you any money. It's just going to make your vehicle expenses less predictable.
Yeah, maintenance.
Well, there's going to be more maintenance, more repair, and more breaking down on the side of the road, if you know what I mean, right? If you can buy, I'm going to use the assumption that a brand new vehicle is going to be reliable, which is not the case, but let's just say it is. If you buy a brand new vehicle,
It's a Chevrolet.
Yeah, case in point. However, if you buy a brand new vehicle and you make a payment, a payment of, let's say $1,000 a month, which that's what vehicles go for now. That's all you're going to pay. And every month on that day, the payment comes due and you make the payment. It's predictable. It's reliable. You don't get left on the side of the road. You don't get stranded away from home. You don't have to not do your work that day because the vehicle is broken. So you see what I'm saying, right? But if you buy, a bare bones, $1,000 vehicle, then you're going to be laying under that truck a lot. And if you can't do a lot of the work yourself, it'll nickel and dime you to death.
Yeah, that's why. Like my neighbor told me, if it's a Ford at that age and price, don't buy it.
It's a half ton.
$7.5 for a 2009 Ford pickup, like one of the smaller ones.
It's a half ton. Oh, small. What?
I think it's a half ton. Like the cabin has only room for 3 people. It's a. So I think it's a half ton. I can't say for sure. I don't have the brand name in my mind.
It's not a Ranger.
I don't know. Like I said, I'd have to go down the street and look at the.
Okay, so you're looking at half tons, 3/4 tons, 1 tons. That's the kind of thing. You're looking for a full.
I think it's a half ton considering its size.
Full size truck, right? And half tons are full size trucks, but it's really easy to put more weight in the bed of a half ton than it really should carry, right? Because you can get a 3/4 ton and it'll carry more weight commensurate to the size of the bed. But they're a totally different animal and they'll cost you way more money. So, yeah, I don't know. 2009.
I got some money, but not a whole lot. It was 5 months' salary.
My 1 ton
is gonna carry more than this car.
Oh yeah. My 1 ton is a 2006. It's got a lot of miles on it too. But then it's a different deal, right? It's a heavy duty truck well, it's not technically a heavy duty truck, but compared to a half ton, it is. Half tons are very light duty, and so it's worth more. It's a diesel and whatnot. So I don't know. That does sound kind of expensive to me, but
Yeah.
you're stuck in a. All I can say, man, you buy the best vehicle you can afford. Don't cheap out just because you think, oh, I could spend $15,000, but I'd only want to spend 10. If you can spend 15, spend 15, because it won't make any difference. The only difference is how often you get stranded on the side of the road.
All right. Well, that's something to think about.
And take it to a mechanic to have
Yeah,
a pre
a reliable
inspection
mechanic.
done on it.
Yeah, the one next to the corner store, the next to the
Yeah.
street over, is not reliable.
Well, you need a
Overcharges.
mechanic you can trust.
Yeah, I have one. He's a bit far away. It's about three-quarters of an hour away,
Well,
but he's pretty reliable and honest. All right.
yep.
Well, I am in no hurry. My beekeeping operation is small enough that I can deal with the small car I have.
Well, and I've been kind of wondering what's happened with your beekeeping. Are you? I haven't hardly ever talked to you.
I'm
Fill me
kind
in.
of done making. I'm sorry, I'm kind of done making videos.
Catch me up in a nutshell. What's how was
Well,
your spring? How was
spring
your summer?
was really cold, really late, so I couldn't make queens, and I had a pretty big losses in my basswood apiary. I lost slightly more than half. So what I did, since I couldn't make queens, I just gave them a second box, let them build it up, and split everything in half, and it all took.
Yeah.
So the consequences, I got a whole lot less honey from the basswood apiary, only 10 gallons instead of like 15. But hey, my apiary is back at where it was. Strawberry apiary it went without issues at all. I lost, I think, 3 colonies out of 16. It went right back up, but now I have to move them about 1,000 yards because the owner of the land, the farmer that asked me to put them there, like, let me rephrase that. The farmer, I put my the strawberry field. The farmer leases the land, and he had me place my bees on a spot that he doesn't pay for. So the owner contacted me and said, could you move them a bit, please? So I have to wait until it's cold enough to move the bees about 1,000 feet.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they don't get it, do they? Oh, just move them a little bit. Yeah, well, that's the hard part.
Yeah, because the farmer isn't leasing the spot where my bees were. So I got a nice, email. Could you move your bees over, like, with a nice little diagram? You can put them over there, over there, over there. So I contacted the farmer. Here's what the guy sent me. Where do you want me to put them? So at the other end of the field. Okay, boss, you got it. Once it's cold enough.
Yeah. You just need a cold day or rainy day, but who wants to work in the rain, right?
Yeah, I think I'll wait until it's just above freezing, and just scoot them over. It's gonna be like 4 or 5 trips with my car, and it's close. So
You can always wait for a day of very little flight, leave the weakest one behind, and then the stragglers will
in 2
join
weeks,
that
I
one,
gotta
and then you only have one hive.
Sorry.
Then you only have one hive to move later.
Yeah, no, I have 16 hives to move.
Well, guys, I better get moving. I've got to cook. I have to cook, and I also have to mix up that sugar syrup.
Always
All
eating.
right, have a good night.
Yeah.
And a good meal.
Good seeing you, Todd.
Yeah, we'll see you guys later. Have a good
All
night.
right.
We'll
Talk
see
to
you.
soon.
Thanks
Bye-bye.
for stopping in. I was trying to find that ad. I never see the bee stuff when I need to pull it up. I only see it earlier.
Yeah, I've seen the same thing and I can't find it.
They're selling all kinds of stuff. I think they're getting out of it.
Yeah. Losing that job had me panicking for a bit. They were having financial
23 hours.
Yeah, 22 3 hours. I had a new job which was basically the same job. And the same distance, only at the other end of the town. So it was crazy. I couldn't believe it really. And I still work from home.
See, you don't even drive that much.
No, I barely. In winter, I usually the last time we had for the last 2 years during winter I gassed up one time. So for 5 or 6 months, I only need to refill my tank once.
So what do you do, Alex? Just stay in the house?
Pretty
Look out.
much.
Look
Well, he
out.
lives within walking distance to stores and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I like to walk when I do my groceries. It's like it's a 10-minute walk. Yeah, sure, I could use the car and be there in a minute and a half, but it's better for the health, and I kind of like it. So, and
Yeah.
the bank is also within walking distance. The bank, the hospital, the groceries, even some restaurants are all within walking distance.
My job is within walking distance too.
I wish I had your setup, man. You have no idea, because driving an half hour when there's no traffic to reach my bees is starting to wear me down.
It's,
Because you
it's
don't
hard,
drive
isn't
enough.
it? Because you forget something, you didn't throw it in the car or whatever. It's like, well, crap, half an hour away.
Or when the time when one of my queens hitched a ride on my car,
Yeah, to go
that
back.
was annoying. I had to drive all the way back and then back home to drop the queen off. At least I knew which hive she was from. Yeah, I wish like I could keep the money I have and start saving for a piece of land. That would be another option.
Get a
Yeah.
lantern.
I don't have
Vehicle-
any debt, so even though I don't make a whole lot of money, it's still slowly building up. So
Vehicles are a unnecessary evil. Like they're
yeah,
just such a pain. They're so expensive. They're so
if I were rich, I mean real
unknown.
rich, I think I'd have like an old pickup and have the whole frame built out of stainless. But that would be so pricey.
Well,
Like the pickup truck Cayman has, like the old '80s truck. I think I'd like one of those, but made out of stainless. The frame, I mean.
You need to get a Greyhound bus and convert it then, because they're stainless.
what's the
Really?
Yeah.
what was that truck that you wanted to get originally when you first started coming on the stream? The Mercedes Benz
Unimog.
A really expensive truck. Yeah.
Unimog.
It's called,
the Unimog, yeah.
yeah. It's a beautiful little truck.
You go see Keith Spillman, you get yourself a half track or something.
I didn't get that. Sorry.
Go see Keith Spillman. He'll set you up with a half track.
I don't know who that is.
With a 50 cal.
Yeah, with a 50 cal. Well, you never get that across the border.
True.
You just have to keep the 50 cal in a separate room. That's a joke. Never mind.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. All right, guys. Well, we've been going for almost 2 hours. I think I'm gonna go ahead and pause the live stream for tonight. Appreciate everybody coming in. We got 70 people right now. It's good to see the numbers coming back. We appreciate you guys, and hopefully we get to see you next Tuesday.
Have a good evening.
Good night, everyone.
Good night,
Good night,
everybody.
everyone.